Okay, so like I said, today isn't going to take very long. It's one round of doing push-ups and planks, and then a different type of push-ups and planks, and a different type of push-ups and planks. And then we get to do all that over again, but a little bit easier because all the push-ups are going to be at an incline. So we keep the reps reasonable. And then we're going to finish with a single push-up, but done at a difficult tempo. So that's not going to take very long. So we have a little bit of time to kind of practice some barbell work with a broomstick or whatever kind of stick that you have, which will be a good warm-up anyway. But before we do that, don't worry about the stick. You can put that away. And we're going to warm up and stretch out. So let's just start with 5 nice and slow squats. Oh. You can do a little bit of stretching in there too. It's a lot more sitting than I normally do while I'm in quarantine.
Same.
Yeah. So it's really important to spend some time and wiggle things around. Like yesterday, I think I spent like 10 minutes in Sansom stretch. And I think it really did some wonders for me. I gotta do some more Sansom stretch today. Let's do just 5 normal push-ups. A good way to warm up push-ups is to do push-ups. Just give me 5. We're gonna do a lot more later, so only 5.
No way.
Once you've done 5, go into a quadruped position, so using the floor. And then give me some scapular push-ups. So remember these. We're going to try and pull our shoulder blades together in the back and feel your chest drop. Keep your elbows straight. And then push your shoulder blades toward your armpits. And you'll feel your chest rise. Again, keep your elbows straight. Just go back and forth. It's a good warm-up and stretch for everything around the shoulder. And then go ahead and twist your elbows a little bit. So if like you look at me, like I'm trying to point my elbows in front of me, and then I twist it and try and point them to the back of me. And I just go back and forth. Nice little rotation in there, good little stretch. Then while we're here, we're going to go back in our belly, and we're just going to do, it's going to be 5 Superman with your arms out in front or not. I think I said 5, I think I did 10. Then you gotta flip over. My back is a little tired today because yesterday I did 500 kettlebell swings. So that's gonna be interesting today. Go ahead, go into a butterfly position and give me 10 sit-ups in the butterfly position, but at the top, really I like to grab my toes and just pull myself forward. Get a really nice stretch.
You said 5, right?
Did I say 5 or did I say 10?
I thought you said 5.
I could have said 5 and then I thought 10. Don't worry. Go ahead and lay back down, get your feet nice and close to your bum, and give me a half bridge. So squeeze your bum nice and hard. From here, take both fists, put them on your hip bones. Your fists are going to be pressing down and your hips are going to be pressing back up against them. So they're going to fight each other for 5 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then try and get your hips a little bit higher. Get a little bit of stretch there. And again, fists on top of hips. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then try and go higher. Then one last time. Have them fight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and see how high you get your hips. Relax. Okay. Go ahead and grab your stick. And we're just going to practice the positions and whatnot for the snatch today. I want to keep that nice and fresh because someday we'll be able to grab a barbell again. So grab your broomstick or bar, whatever you got, with a wide enough grip to where if you're to bring a knee up, your elbows will still be locked out. If your elbows are bent, you're too close. So luckily, I can just barely grab the end of this. That's kind of enough. I need like just another inch or so really to be super comfy with this, but we'll do what we can. First things first, we're going to pull our elbows up while keeping the bar close. And then I know normally we do this whole rotate and press bit. That's more for a warm-up, so I want to practice actual snatch technique. So we're going to pull this up, and then instead of thinking of a rotate and press, I want you to think of more like a flick up to extension. So you still end in the same position that you would, but I want you to get more, instead of very regimented, you're up, you rotate, and you press, the whole movement just kind of whoop, flicks up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Give me just like 3 of those. And then once you're there, you're going to keep that up there. You're going to get your feet underneath your hips, and you're going to pretend that a trap door just opened up underneath you, and you're going to catch the ends of the sides before you fall through. And just keep that bar above your head. Give me about 5 of those. Shake out your arms a little bit. And now we're going to combine what we just did. So we're going to start with the feet underneath the hips. We're going to pull this up and we're going to flick just like we did. But when we do that, we're going to move our feet the same way that we just did. And without really jumping, more just kind of falling to that trap door, it's going to be just like that. And then stand it up. Show me that. Watch the video. Beautiful. Give me 5 of those. All right. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go a little bit lower. So instead of only going to, say, here, you're going to go here. Not quite all the way down, like midway. Okay? 5 of those. Get out a little bit. And then, as you guessed, the next one, we're going to go as low as we can while keeping good form. So what I mean by that is, if going super low, if you see me on the side, you see I have, good lumbar curve going on right here. If you are an individual who, say, if you get really low in that squat, you suddenly go, like everything is kind of goes to mush at the bottom, and then don't go that low. So I want you to get as low as you can while keeping a good strong back. Does that make sense? Okay. So we do exactly that 5 times. I'll show you from the side. Awesome. Is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5.
Excellent. We're just going to do a few more before we get into the workout. Checking the time. Yeah, we're good. From here, we're just going to start adding positions 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to keep doing exactly what we just did, but now we're going to add position 1. So instead of just going from here and going straight into it, we're going to go down to position 1. So if you look at me from the side, this is a good opportunity to kind of look at the positions because the camera has a good side view. You can see when I get to position 1, my back is still straight. I'm just going to go straight down, okay? And then from here, I'm going to jump and do what we just did. So if I go from position 1, I'm going to jump and do what we just did. Give me 5 of those.
Are the low ones or
I'm sorry?
are the super low ones or the not so low ones?
Oh, the low ones, yes.
Okay.
Yep, all the way down. So there's 1. Awesome. Next, we're going to add position 2. And again, using that side view. So to get to 2, you have to pass 1. So I'm going to hit position 1 and freeze. And then from here, I'm going to keep the bar touching my leg. And I'm just going to sit my hips back. Let the bar glide down my legs to compensate. And I'm going to end when the bar is right above my knee. My shins are basically vertical, okay? And my shoulders are slightly in front of the bar. From here, I'm going to come back to position 1. So I'm going to shove my hips forward and fix my posture at the same time until I'm back at 1 with that little bend. And then I'm going to do exactly what we just did. We're going to jump and do what we just did. So at full speed, I'm going to hit 1 and hit 2. And then when it's go time, I'm going to come back to 1, jump, and catch it in the bottom. Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's do 5 of those. I think that's 4. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do before we get to the actual workout is the full snatch. So we just have to add position 3. So if you look at it from the side, we got position 1. We're going to set my hips back to position 2. Notice that 2, my hips are way back, my hamstrings are nice and tight, my shins are vertical. And from here, if you watch me see from the side view, I'm just going to push my knees forward. And that lets the bar go down to about shin level. This would basically be on the floor or an inch above the floor. Okay. From here, I'm going to push my knees back until I'm back at 2. Shove my hips forward until I'm back at 1. And from there, I jump. So in full speed, I'm going to hit 1, hit 2, hit 3, and then I'm going to go. And I'm going to do 5 of those. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Oh. And now we're done with the stick. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Sweet. All right. I'm all nice and warm. How about you?
Yeah, pretty warm.
All right. So, today's workout. You remember, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before last week. We did this for the push-up workout where we did normal push-ups, the leaning wide grip push-up, and the diamond push-ups.
Yeah, I think that was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? That's what I thought too, but I wasn't sure. We're going to do a similar thing today. So we're going to start out with 15 normal push-ups, and that's just with your arms relatively close to your body, your hands relatively close to your body, and we're going to push up like so. You're going to do 15 of them. After that, you're going to hold the plank for 30 seconds. Now, as far as the plank goes, I'm going to give you a few options. Ideally, the plank is the top of the push-up. So your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your elbows are locked out. You have a nice kind of hollow body going on. And after doing 15 push-ups, it's probably going to be uncomfortable. You got some options there. If that is unbearable, then you can, by all means, do an elbow plank. And that should be a little bit easier because it's not the same push-up position that we've been working on. As far as your core goes for these, okay? Make sure my core is in the shot, as it is. So here's the deal. If you can't keep like a perfectly straight core, I would rather hips up a little bit than hips down a little bit, okay? We want to avoid that down kind of just hanging on your spine as much as possible. So if it gets really hard, try raising your hips a smidge instead of letting them droop. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to do 15 push-ups, 30-second plank hold. Then we're going to do 15 wide grip push-ups with the lean. So if you remember this one, we're going to have that wide, there we go. We're going to have that wide grip, and instead of going straight down, you're going to lean to one side and come back up, and then alternate. Lean to one side and come back up. I've just kind of realized I programmed 15 of them, and it's kind of a one-side deal. It's okay. We're going to be doing enough reps that it'll be fine. We'll do one more on one side. Then a 30-second plank hold from the normal plank position that we just went over. Any questions on that?
Nope.
You did it before. And then the final one is 15 diamond push-ups. You're just going to make a diamond with your hand. And you're going to do push-ups from there, trying really hard to, when you're, let me show you from over here. So you're made a diamond. You want to try really hard to keep your arms as close to your body as you can. Don't let them kind of come out like this. So kind of keep them tucked. And then 30-second plank hold. Now, after that, we're going to do just one more round of all of that. However, it's going to be at an incline. So normally, if we were in the gym, we'd just call them a box push-up. So we're making them a little bit easier, so we don't end up doing like sets of 1 or sets of 2. We want to keep the sets a little bit higher than that. So I have this kind of stoop happening right here, and it's not really a good angle, but I'm just going to be here, and I'm going to do my push-ups here, and try not to eat these planks that are out there. I'm going to do that for the normal push-up. I'm going to try and have the wide grip push-up as best I can. I'm going to do the diamond push-up that way as well. And the plank's going to be up there too.
Okay.
So everything's just going to be inclined. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. So after that, we get to rest as needed. And then we just do one more really quick thing, takes 30 seconds after that, and we're done. So,
Okay, so one round on the floor, one round elevated,
And that's it.
and that's it? Okay.
That's it. Doesn't sound like a lot, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Not up to that time. We did like 3 rounds of 20 each, and that was a battle.
Yeah, that was rough.
The reason I'm doing it this way is because that workout. It didn't happen quite as the way that I wanted it to go. So hopefully this will. Anyway, are you ready? First round on the floor.
Yes.
All right. As far as one more thing, we'll both be doing this kind of on our own. As far as the plank hold, I'm just going to be counting, so it's going to be 30 seconds-ish. You can just count for yourself. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Okay.
Just count, and you'll be fine. All right, 30 regular push-ups. 15 regular push-ups in 3, 2, 1, go. Into a plank. I'm 30 Mississippi's in my head. Hopefully that's close enough. I'll look at the video later. And then the wide grip lean. Five more. Finding all these really creaky parts of my floor. And bug. Second plank got hard. And diamond. I remember these were the hardest last time we did it. Let's do 3 sets of 5. We'll be good. Okay, all right. 5 more. Oh, come on. Oh. All right. 30 seconds. Oh, boy. All right. Halfway there, I'm gonna move the camera so it's not just looking at my butt the whole time. Mine not, I don't even know. I take my socks off, they keep slipping. Oh, that's good. Okay. Whew. All right. See how the wide grip is going to work over here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's pretty hard.
How do my plants smell?
Yeah. Nine, 10. 5 more. Come on. Go one more on this side. Make it even. Come on. And a little bit of plank. All right. Just got the diamond left. Ooh. It's dusty over here on this knees. Maybe. All right. Diamond. Come on. Seven.
I guess I should move the stools.
Come on. Oh. Okay. And All right. How we doing, Paul?
All set.
You said you're almost done or you're all done?
No, I'm all done.
All done. Oh, good. So now we get to take a short break. Just in a minute or two. That wasn't so bad.
The bed sucked because my wrist kept turning.
Yeah. Yeah, my wrists are a little sore from that. Hard to like raise my water bottle over there. So basically, like the problem that I didn't like about the last time we did the 3 sets of 20 of everything, and it turned into, sets of 1, sets of 2, maybe sets of 3, when really I wanted to do at least sets of 5 in one set. It just got too hard. So today, when we were fresher, we did it on the floor, then we made it a little bit easier to keep those sets a little bit higher. We have one more push-up to do, just a single repetition. But there's a catch. There's always a catch.
We're going to jump.
What's that?
Do we have to jump?
No jumping.
Oh,
Nope.
that was a TikTok thing.
We're going to do just one push-up, and we're going to have it be 15 seconds traveling down and 15 seconds traveling back up. So we want to spend the entire time in very slow motion. So it's going to be 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. You get it. So spend the entire 15 seconds in transit to the bottom, and then the entire 15 seconds in transit coming back up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
For this one.
It's, considering we just did, 90, well, if you count the warm-up, 95 push-ups, this will be number 96. It's probably going to burn. We'll see how this goes. Take another moment. It's almost like, so we've already done plenty of 30-second planks. It's going to be kind of like that. We're just going to be moving a little bit in the plank. What do you think? Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I am, but we're going to find out. 15 seconds on the way down, 15 seconds on the way up. I'm going to be trying to count out loud. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. The plan is to count out loud. All right, here we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, back up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi. All right. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, actually. Full Mississippis. All good?
All good.
All good. All right. So before we go, let's just stretch out our pecs a little bit. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. You could, one of the best ways to do this is to find a corner, put your arms up like this and lean into it, but I don't feel like moving the camera around. So we're gonna do this one here, where we've done this a few times before. We're gonna point your fingers backwards with both, and from here, you're gonna try and pull your shoulder blades together. And if you want to make it even better, you can try and kind of wiggle your hands close together. Oh, I'm just trying basically like puff up your chest, pull your shoulder blades back, and you're going to hold that for a little bit. If this is uncomfortable for your elbows, you can absolutely bend your elbows. You get the same benefit. We're just going to chill out here for a little bit. Keep trying to pull those shoulder blades back. Retract your shoulder blades. And if you feel like it's kind of getting easier, then you're going to kind of walk your butt forward. Oh. Keep trying to retract those shoulder blades. Again, you can bend your elbows, no big deal. I'm going to walk my butt even more forward. Ooh. And then nice and easy, wiggle yourself out of there. Ooh. And I don't expect everyone to have like a foam roller. I actually have a little collection over here. But what you can do is if you have like a chair nearby, use a chair. What you can do is you can just take the top of the chair, put your arm over the chair, and just kind of use the top of your chair and just kind of mash that into your tricep as best you can. I have a foam roller, so I'm going to use the foam roller. Actually, you know what? I have a rumble roller, so I'm going to use that one instead. For the person who really hates themselves. So if you have a roller, you can just put this right into your tricep, and then if my arm was up like this, it'd be like a windshield wiper, right? I'm going to get it extended, and I'm going to go up and down, or forward and back rather, right on that. And breathe. Isn't that nice? And I'm basically staying on one spot. I'm not like rolling it up and down. I'm leaning forward and back. So I'm actually hitting the same part of my tricep repeatedly. And when I feel like I'm no longer making any change there, then that's when I move it up to just an inch. And I start working on that new spot. Oh, that's nice. And just because I'm here and because I feel like it, I'm actually going to move this down below my armpit. I'm just going to hit my lat a little bit. If you're all good on that, then you can move to the other arm. I'm going to switch over to the other arm now. And again, you know, because of the quarantine, we're all well, most of us, I would say. I'd say it's a fair statement to say most of us are probably sitting more than we were in quarantine than when we were not. So I know no matter how hard I try, I can't keep a good posture all the time. I find myself leaning forward or in this really weird position. So anything you can do to help kind of extend your back a little bit, like with a foam roller.
So what I mean is, you take the roller and your upper back, that's leaning forward all the time here in quarantine. My favorite one is, of course, to put this in the middle of your upper back, give yourself a big bear hug, and then extend and reset, extend and reset. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the bend to happen more in the upper back, not just like extending my lower back to get there, but to keep my belly fairly tight and try and get the bend up here in the upper back as best I can. Just gonna do the roll, getting a little bit of a roll. Oh, that's nice. That's all I got for you. How you feeling, Paul?
Pretty good.
Actually, I'm feeling pretty good too. Actually, that was just the right amount of push-ups. I feel like.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow, I forget what it's going to be tomorrow, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
I believe it.
I'll see you later. Have a wonderful evening. Go eat something good.
Hey, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.